Hi everyone. In this video, we will have a look at one of the most fundamental components in MRTK package, Pressable button. First, we'll create the MRT base scene and then take a look at HoloLens to prefab button. After that, we will create a Pressable button from scratch. Let's get started. Open the Unity Hub and click the project of HoloLens to MRTK. Let's create a new scene. From File menu, select New Scene. After that, from Mixed Reality Toolkit menu, click on Add to Scene and Configure. Since we are going to build an app for HoloLens 2, let's select Default HoloLens 2 Configuration Profile, which is optimized for HoloLens 2. Now we can see in the hierarchy window the components of Mixed Reality Toolkit and one XR camera has been added. Let's save the scene. From File menu, click Save As. For all practice purpose, we'll create a folder MRTK. So that all of the components created in this video series will be separate from the others. Under this new folder, let's create a subfolder scene. Let's save the thing we just created here and then name it Pressable button. Now we have created a scene with HoloLens optimized configuration. Let's run it. Click the play button. As we expected, we can see this profile here, and we can now hold on the spacebar to bring up the right hand and the left shift to bring up the left hand, and simulate the pinch gesture by pressing the left button. Yes, everything looks fine. We are ready to build the scene. Next, let's modify the profile to fit our application. First, we need to create a subfolder and MRTK. So in the project window, right-click the MRTK and create a folder and name it MRTK Profile. So after that, from the hierarchy window, select Mixed Reality Toolkit. In the inspector panel, click the button, copy and customize. And rename the profile, start with MRTK. And change the target folder to the folder we just created. And click button, clone. First, let's hide the profiler in scene. In inspector panel, select diagnostics. Clone the diagnostic profile. Do the same as the previous. Change the name, start with MRTK, and change the target folder to MRTK profile folder. And clone it. So after that, just uncheck the option to show profiler settings. Next, let's disable the speech recognition. Currently, the speech recognition not working properly in current MRTK package. I don't want to go further to explain the issue, and that is not our focus now. Let's disable it at the moment and enable it later if needed. So in inspector panel, select input. Clone the input profile, do the same, change the name, start with MRTK, change the target folder to MRTK profile folder, and click the button to clone it. Then in the inspect panel, select input, click the drop down arrow for input date provider, and click the minus symbol button beside Windows speech input and window dictation input. Next, let's add a HoloLens prefab button into our scene. In project window, go to folder Mixed Reality SDK, Features, UX, Interactable, and Prefabs. As you can see, there are many prefabs for button. Those button prefabs are already configured to support variable inputs. Let's have a look at a typical one together. Drag the prefab of Pressable button HoloLens 2 into our scene. In Inspector window, change the position to 0, 0, 0.5. Let's open the window of Input Installation. From top menu, go to Mixed Reality, Toolkit, Utilities, Input Simulation. We're going to use this tool to simulate HoloLens 2 input. Then click the play button to run it. First, let's hold the press button to bring up the right hand. Scroll to simulate touch and price. Well, you can see the visual feedback and the sound feedback. Next, let's simulate the hand input. Press key S to move away from the button. Then hold the space bar to bring up the right hand. Move the mouse to focus on the button. Then click to simulate the pinch. Next, let's simulate the gaze and gesture. In the input simulation, change the hand simulation mode to gesture. Then drag the right button to simulate the eye movement and let it focus on the button first. Then hold the space bar to bring up the right hand. Click to simulate the pinch. So we are going to create a pressable button from scratch that has all these features. Let's first close the input installation window and then move away the sample button. Select the button and inspector window. Change X position to 0.5. After that, in the hierarchy window, right click and create an empty object. Name it Pressable button. In inspector window, change the position to 0, 0, 0.7. Next, create a unit cube and make it the child object of Pressable button. Set scale to 0.1, 0.1, 0.1 and change position to 0, 0, 0. After that, we'll add some script to make it pressable. Select the cube, click the button, add components, type in near interaction, and select near interaction touchable. Then click the drop arrow beside it. Click two buttons of fixed bonds and fixed center. Then add another script. Click the add component button and type in Pressable button. Click Pressable button HoloLens 2. Click the drop arrow beside the script. Assign the cube object to the moving button visual. As you can see, the button is face away from origin by default. Let's rotate it at 180 degrees. Next, let's have a look at the full placement edit. Then change the position of the plate as below. Start push distance minus 0.5, max push distance 0.5, press distance 0.25, release distance delta 0.5. Now let's play to see the effect. Hold spacebar to bring up right hand. While scroll the button to move hand press the button, you can see the status change in the inspector panel. Next, let's add video feedback and handle far interactions. In the product window, go to Mixed Reality Toolkit SDK, Standard Assets, Materials. Drag the material of MRTK standard transparent sign to the object of cube. Then, in the inspector panel, expand the new material. Check the option of hover light and proximity light. After that, click play button to review the effect. As you can see, as the hand moves closer, there is a lighting around your finger, and also there is a color change when it's pressed the button. Next, let's add a script of interactable to the object cube. It makes it easier to create a visual state for various types of input interactions. It also handles far interaction events. Select the object of a cube. Click the button of Add Components. Add the script Interactable. Expand it. Drag the object cube onto the target field and the profile. Next, create a new theme and the subfolder of MRTK theme. Name it Button Theme. Then in the inspector panel and the profiles, select the theme type to scale offset color scheme. Under this theme, specify the color of the object for the specific interaction states. Click the play button to review the effect. As you can see, the color button changed as the hand moved closer to the button and touch the button and release the button. Now let's use input simulation tool to simulate gesture. So as the gaze focused on the object, the color changed. Then pinch the object, the color changed. Now also let's simulate the hand ray. First, move a little bit further away. Hold the spacebar to bring up the right hand. So as the hand ray touched the button, the color changed. And click, the color change as expected. Last but not least, let's add audio feedback to the button. Simply add Unity's audio cells to the cube object by clicking the Add Components in the inspector panel and type in audio source. Next, let's add audio feedback for near induction. Expand the script of Pressable button HoloLens to enter the function of a button pressed. Click the symbol of plus, then drag the object of a cube onto the object. Select the function audio source, play one shot. After that, select the audio clip of sound success. After that, let's add audio feedback for far interaction. Expand the script of interactable. Enter the function of onClick. Click the symbol plus and drag the object or cube to the object. Select the function of audio source, play on shot. Select the audio clips of sound success. That's it. Let's play. Now you can hear the sound effect. Let's do the far interaction. Okay, great. That's all for this video. Thanks. Bye.